Hello. Okay, so today I am going to do another little mini episode, seeing as my last week's swingers episode did really well. And I know a lot of you want to hear about open relationships. And this is a really interesting topic, I find, and I'll share my own experience with what I know other people are comfortable with me sharing, that I've been with, and what I also feel comfortable talking about. Now, I've been in two open relationships, and when I say an open relationship, it's like different for everyone. But the two that I have been in have been with men, and they are very much where you are together, but you have an open situation where you communicate if you're going to be with another person, if you have feelings for someone else, if you want someone else to be involved in the partnership from an intimacy level or from a relationship level. And they don't work for me. I don't like them. They were during a period where it was actually lockdown over here, and I think a lot of people were experiencing more and trying to find out what worked for them and what didn't. And what I've learned is that in an open relationship, your communication has to be bang on point. And I know in a relationship, your communication has to be bang on point, but I'm talking solidly to the T. And you have to be prepared to sit in jealousy, to sit in envy, to know that the person that you're with is potentially, or you know, is on a date with their other half, or that other half knows that you're on a date with them. You may bump into them in the street, depending where you live. All these overlaps, all these open conversations around contraception, protection, what nights with who, like logistics, even if there's children involved, like families, like all this stuff. And I think a lot of people think like, oh, it would be great one night to have a free pass with Scarlett Johansson, for example. It'd be great to have access to so-and-so for a night. But if you just think about it, imagining your partner being with someone else and you know they're with someone else that night and you're like twiddling with your thumbs and just chilling out on the sofa or doing whatever you're doing, does that feel okay for you is my question. Because I remember both situations being like, I'm the main fucking woman in these situations. I don't want anyone else hanging around. And I understand from the get-go, we had the conversation around open relationships. But I feel it needs to be built. If people are curious about wanting to head into this space, it should be built on solid relationships, like years of with someone solely from a connection level. And then if you feel comfortable to like venture out, if you're using it to like, I don't know, spice up your marriage, or yeah, you have kids and you know you want to keep that family momentum going, who knows, whatever, then potentially something to think about. But I just always like to say to people, if you can imagine your partner being with someone else and you knowing it, how does that feel? Because for me, I fucking hated it. And one of them had, how many of us? There were 3 girlfriends. I don't know how the guy had enough fucking time. And I knew that from the get-go. I found that out on our second date and was like, okay, cool, this is coming. Let's try this. Let's experiment this. Met the first girlfriend, and this is quite a funny story. She was wearing my sunglasses. I had lost my one of my pairs of sunglasses, and I met her and she was wearing my sunglasses, and it was just like, this is a no, you know. And it would be simple things like he would be like, oh, I'm going away with blah blah this weekend, and I'd be like, cool, have fun. And then I'd sit with it and be like, oh god, this is horrible, like I do not rate this. So that didn't last very long, and then naturally another one came straight in, and it was just a denial. It was a denial of both equally wanting to fully commit to each other and both a massive fear base of rejection from each other. So that was an interesting one. it was pretending to be open when in reality it wasn't open. And yeah, so I always like to challenge people, like if you think it feels like a great idea to be in an open relationship, just think about what you want to get out of it and how you feel you would be sitting in a situation where you know what's going down and you're not doing much, or the pressure to be with someone else. I felt that there was like this competitive nature where I knew, for example, one of the guys I was with, he was been with a married couple like for the night, and I was like, oh my God, I need to meet another man. And that's just so gross. That's just not who I am. I never like to force anything. So it just brings up, it brings up so much growth in yourself and how you learn about your emotions and your feelings and how to hold yourself in some very challenging spaces. But B, is that what you want? Like, what is it that you're actually maybe running away from potentially? And what are you afraid to be seen of in a solo relationship? And there you go. There's a little cheeky episode for you on open relationships. And as always, I love hearing your comments, your views, your opinions, your experiences, any funny stories, all shared within confidence. And yeah, or if you want to send me a cute question and answer, fire away. But if you could continue to subscribe to this podcast, it is growing exponentially, and I am loving how many lives it's lighting people up and how many conversations it's sparking. Like, I did not expect it to turn out the way it is. And it's literally lighting my entire soul up to see people's views and opinions and how they're learning from this. So keep subscribing so I can continue to have some amazing guests on the show, and we can keep going and supporting the incredible team that I now have as well. And for now, I will see you soon.